Good evening. I am in Governor Doge State Park. I am going to make a short visit here. I am spending the night at Cox Hollow Campground. We'll take a look around at that a little later, or probably tomorrow morning. But first, I'm coming down to check out a waterfall. And around this waterfall is an old homestead, or at least remnants of an old homestead. So let's go see what's down here. So at the split here, I got a waterfall straight ahead, but I know just to my left is the spring house from the homestead. Let's go take a quick look at that. So using the spring coming out, they built a little building around it. And provides a nice constant temperature. The water in here is actually quite cool. So even on a hot day, you can keep things nice and cool in here. Let's go check out that waterfall. And down here, there's a little split. Stevens Falls. That's what we're looking at. We'll see what the water flow is like today. I can hear it. Let's go down. So this is actually the creek that came out of that the spring house. Coming down. Heading down, the waterfall is right over there. Got a photographer down there and a woman in a white dress getting their shots in front of the waterfall. And a bunch of other people over there having fun. Now, fall's right over there, and a little stream kind of follows down, going through a ravine here, and you can just kind of follow the stream down. It's a nice quiet area, but do know that this area, the parking area out there, I'm here Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock, and there was room to park. I've been here before, even in slip, even in off season, like just coming out of winter when the campgrounds weren't really open yet and the parking area was jam full. So it can be a very popular spot. There's not a lot of, certainly not a lot of tall waterfalls like they had here in this area. And that would be pretty much the setting sun behind me. There's a nice glow here. So I'm going to try to get over to my campsite now, and I'll do a little more exploring in the morning. Give you a sense, there's a lot of trails here. We're down here at Stevens Falls hiking trail, and that's connected to the Lost Canyon Trail here all the way around. Interesting, I did not know that. Okay, so this connects to the Cox Hollow Campground. So I might come back out here in a morning hike. Looking at that trail map, if you lived out in the Dodgeville area, it looks like you could just come out here once a week, take a different trail every week and just kind of rotate them, and you would see the changing seasons and wildlife on those trails. I think the sign misrepresents those falls just a little bit. A little more than it can ever come out of that spring house. Anyway, this is the parking area out here. It's along the main park loop road. There are actually only 20 true parking spots, plus the handicapped one out here. And everything beyond here has all these no parking signs. We don't want you parking along the edge of the road. So it's very limited parking, but I do know people push that. I don't know if the rangers come by and will start ticketing or not. Good morning. I'm at the Cox Hollow Campground in Governor Doge State Park. Where am I? I'm about to head out on the Lost Canyon Trail, which actually will take me back to Stevens Falls at the other end and then back loop around. So we're gonna go check that out. Got my little campsite here. I'm hoping to catch some sun because the sun's coming up straight over that way. I'm hoping to recharge some batteries while I'm out on my hike. We'll see what happens. So just a note, I'm in here Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and there's plenty of room here. You can book mid-weeks. Plenty of campsites available. I'm not so sure about the weekends though. So out here by site 74, 75, 70, 76 is over here. There's a path that heads down. And this should take us to the trail. Meadow Valley Trail is straight ahead. Lost Canyon Trail to the left. Take a moment here. There's the sun just coming up. Off we go. Okay, because the sun is just coming up, I want to take advantage of that. I'm going to go right, which I believe is more of a higher level, but I could be wrong. Left takes me down into the canyon. I'm going to stay on the top for the moment. We've got a bend here. Tell me to go right. from that little bench. See, I got a trail coming in one side, goes back, loops back to the bench. And we'll continue down the trail. That was only a few minutes out to that little viewpoint. So if you just want to go a quick short hike from the campground, I mean, it's shorter than hiking halfway across the campground to that viewpoint. That would be worth the trip with your family. Intriguing. Let's go find out. Oh, this kind of came out of nowhere. It's similar to the other spring house we looked at, except there's no spring in it right now. I don't think. Oh, no, there's water in here. We have water. The spring house is only like a 2-minute hike down from that overlook. So keep going. A little something to explore with the kids and the family. Now the bench. Part of the trail, we're walking the top of the ridge, and we're in woods, but we're right on the edge of the prairies, which probably when this was farmed, this was all the actual farmland. Now we're going to head down and check out the old farmstead. Going to a split here. Gold mine trail to the right. Lost Canyon to the left. Come to another decision. Take a little side trail here. And this should take us down to the homestead. Start over here with a picture. What looked like at one time, just before the 1960s, when they created this park. Fenced-in area on the far side was the original barn. There we go. This was the original cabin. In 1854, built this cabin in anticipation of his marriage. It was 11 by 15. They were still living in this cabin when they had 9 children. And this is the foundation for that cabin. Family of 11 living in this and out of it. This was the site of the original barn over here. And there's still the silo. So that was the Stevens Farm Heritage Trail. Now, where I started this video was last night coming down to the falls, and now I'm back at their spring house. Okay, I'm looking at the trail map now. I'm at the farm, at where the parking area is for the falls. The trail, the Lost Canyon Trail, goes along the edge of this prairie, but I'm going to go back down by the falls. It follows the canyon down below a little bit before it pops back up and catches the rest of this trail. So we're going to go that way. So there's a reason I get out on these early morning hikes at sunrise. So I can come out to a place like this and take the time to show it to you without feeling like I'm rushed because I'm in someone else's shot. Get on out early in the morning, and that's when you can enjoy these places to yourself, sit, relax, breathe. You can always take a nap later. So, right at the top of this wall and back just a little bit is where the farmstead is. So this was their backyard. So I'm back down in the canyon that I just touched on last night. About the same light. It's not much brighter now than it was then. We're gonna hike down the canyon a little bit, and I'm hoping it connects back up to the trail. Pretty sure it does. But I wanted a different view now. definitely a nice place. Bring the young kids to just get out and do some climbing and playing. Enjoy a stream bed in the canyon. Junction. I've got Lost Canyon going that way, and I've got Lost Canyon going that way. We'll continue down the path. I'm gonna just poke over here quick just to see what I missed. So essentially it's just another ravine coming down and joining the other one to the Lost Canyon. Back down, connect up, and make my way back to the campsite. See what we find along the way. Time we find a bench. Tells me it's an invitation. Sit down, let the kids go explore. That was unexpected. I actually put the camera at the pivot point. Oh, the things I do for your entertainment. And my own too. So don't forget to like and subscribe. If you think that was a dumb idea, let me know down below. It's a lovely, lovely little spot. Let's continue on the trail. This is one of the brilliances of State Park trails. Left the campsite, came out here. There's all these wonderful places to climb and things. I was kind of wondering when I was down there and hit this next section of places we can go climbing, why there was no bench. It was kind of swampy down there. But put the bench over here. So this basically means parents sit, wait it out, the kids wear themselves out, and you go back to the campsite. Slightly worn out kids, that's always good. Get a little change down here. No longer in a small little thin little stream. We've actually got standing water. It's all slightly dammed up down here. I wouldn't come down here without the mosquito spray though. But somewhere up there is where that first viewpoint was I had this morning. Well, it feels like I'm starting my climb to get back out of the canyon here, back up to the top. So if you're coming the other way, this is your trail going down. You will encounter water about down there at the beginning. Go beyond that. That's the stagnant stuff. Just go a little further and you'll find the stuff in the rocks and the cliffs with a lot less mosquitoes. Okay, as I'm climbing up the trail, I've hit a spot where I got little side trails here, and that means I'm at the campground. These little side trails off the back of the sites connect up to the main trail. Okay, there's this section back here amongst big, old, and some dying trees. There's a little side trail. So this is right off the campground. There are sites right behind me where you can come down right off of that. Do a little exploring along the cliffs. Well, I'm back at the split where I first saw the sun come up over that way. Gonna head back down to the campground. Just about back to my campsite. Check in the app to see how long I was. I was out for an hour and a half. And let's see what it says. It says I got my 10,000 steps in. And it's saying I went about 4.96 miles, although the trail maps said it was only a 3-mile hike. I did journey off a little bit, probably circle back a few times. So that's the stats for that hike, and I am now back at my campsite. All right, ever seen this stuff? Just crack an egg. It's designed for you to just open this up, take the little pouches out, put an egg in there, crack an egg, put it in there, add these little pouches, and then microwave it. But we're going to do it the camp way. Oh, they do have a little open tab, so I don't have to try to use my teeth. So I've basically got some sausage, some cheese, some onions, and some other things. These do come in the refrigerated section. You usually find them right next to the eggs. They're designed for 1 egg. We're going to go with 2. I guess I could have pre-scrambled it in there. That might have helped. It might have helped if I brought my spatula along. Break those up. And next time I'll probably use the bowl and pre-scramble. That in the bowl. Ready to eat. It's hard to catch morning sun with the solar panels. Now the reason we got these is I wanted to keep my Yeti topped off. For the most part, everything we were doing, charging little devices, running our max fan, just charging up the batteries in all these little devices and things wasn't a problem. But we got ourselves a little Alpine Cool fridge freezer. So right now it's running as just a fridge, and it is pretty darn efficient. And the beauty of this one is we have an old Yeti back there, and it does not have regulated output. It does not put out 12 volts. It puts out a lot less. Right now it's telling me it's putting out like 11.5, but this is telling me it's only getting like 10 volts. This can go down to 9 volts before it gives me a problem. And the Yeti is still at 50%, so it shouldn't be a problem. Now, it has plenty of room inside. It's a little hard to open. Plenty of room in here. Now, if you take this and this, and you drop in the divider, it knows there's a divider in there now. And it sets it up for 2 different temperature zones. This one can be used as a freezer, while this is a refrigerator. Now, doing that uses a lot more energy than just trying to cool one space. Trying to cool 2 independently, this thing runs all the time. So I'm going to pop that back out and get it back to just one zone. It's smart that way. It's kind of neat that it knows the difference. So that is our little cooler. I never liked ice. Oh, and price-wise, this is almost equivalent to buying a Yeti cooler. Just a cooler that you have to buy ice for. And you have to worry about all your stuff getting wet in it, in the melting ice. About the same price. If you got some sort of power supply, some sort of solar generator to work with, not a bad deal. So I was planning on doing a driving tour of the campground, but most of these sites are back-end sites. They are all wooded sites. If I was to do a driving tour, all you would see is the wrong side of the site. You wouldn't see into any of them. Some of them, like this one, have the little offshoot trails that'll go to the Lost Canyon Trail. So you can find some of those available. There are some walk-in sites. Right here I got a little parking area. 185 is a walk-in back into there. And I think there might be another one over here. No, I guess that's just the one. But they're all very wooded. They'll have good cover. Look at the map. See if you can find the ones that are close to either a pit toilet, like this one, or a regular bathroom with the showers. So if I was doing a driving tour right now, this is what you'd see at the campsite. I would have to turn into every one of them. Some of them have these 2 layers where you park up top, tent down below with your table down there, and again this backs up to the Lost Canyon Trail. And actually right here is actually the spot, it looks like, where the you can at least look out over the bluff in that one little spot. So I'll give you those numbers. That's sites 11 and 12 seem to do that, and they are sort of already terraced sites. There are some pair sites like 46 here, which is across from 12. I'll go in because it's empty right now, where you reserve the 2 together. So one side kind of turns into a pull-through large site. There are still limits on the number of vehicles you can have per site. I think it's 2. So this would allow you to have 4 vehicles in this one. If you're interested be next to the playground, that's 180 there. And I don't know what this one is. It's not labeled. But it's also across from the shower. Okay, there are a couple campsites that are kind of special. 32, 21, 22 out here. I'm going to flip you around. So, the lake down there, we'll take a look at that after I pull out of here. These few sites have a little access and a nice view of that. A little fence to keep you from falling off the cliff in the middle of the night. But little something extra down here on these sites. Now, some places do recycle the bags and people leave them out to be recycled, but there was a sign specific up the camp post. These are not recycled. You are responsible for disposing of them. This campground, like I said, I was going to give you a driving tour, but most of the sites are very similar. Some of them are terraced in them. The biggest rig I saw here was the camp host. Besides that, my van is the biggest thing here. I didn't see any RVs here. It might be because I don't think there's power here, so they might wind up at the other campground in Governor Doge, so you're not going to see a lot of rigs in here. It will hold some campers in here, that's not a problem, as long as you don't need power, if that's not a thing for you. This is also very friendly for biking. We are on the Military Ridge Trail that runs out on the edge of the park to Dodgeville. If you follow that, you will get to Blue Mounds State Park. If you continue on Military Ridge, you'll get to Verona, connect there into the Capital City Trail, and you can stay at Lake County Farm Park. It's a Dane County park system. And someday soon, you should be able to continue on down past that and connect all the way down to Lake Kaganza State Park if you wanted to camp down there, all via bike. So that's all options out in this area. So I'm going to take you down the hill and show you the lake. I'm not going to show you the whole state park. It's a big state park. We're just going to focus on the trail I did and this campground, and we'll show you the lake where you can go swimming. It's just down the hill from here, and then I'm going to move on for the day. So thanks for watching this part. Straight down the hill, basically out the exit road, and a short little hop over, and there's an opening back there on the grassy path that brings you down to the beach area. You don't have to drive down here, because actually if you drive down here, the only parking right by here is the handicap parking, and you gotta park up at the top of the hill and walk down to the beach. But note, the first beach you hit, this beautiful little sandy spot right here, is actually the dog beach. This is a very nice dog beach. Probably one of the nicest I've seen in the state parks. Continue down the path and you have a nice, big, beautiful beach. There are canoe rentals, paddle boats the other end. Even pedal boards. So that's what I got for you today from Governor Doge State Park. The Stevens Falls, Stevens Farm Homestead, the Lost Canyon Trail, and the Cox Hollow Campground, and the beachfront. Now, if you go off that way, there's another concession building up here. You go off that way, there's another series of falls. Check that out. Let me know what you find. Come on out here and let me know what you think of Governor Doge State Park and what I should see on my next trip out. So, thanks for coming along on my journey. Thanks for watching. Like my video if you think this is useful. Subscribe to my channel. You'll see more places like this. And get on out there. Thanks for watching.